3I Atlas is an interstellar object that's currently passing through the solar system. It's received a lot of attention as possible alien technology.
China has just issued a warning about 3I Atlas, and NASA is hiding it. That claim ripples through the scientific community. Some see it as alarmist, others as a call to demand transparency. But whatever your stance, the unfolding drama between astro authorities, national prestige, and cosmic mystery is as compelling as any thriller. What follows is not a dossier of aftermath or speculation about who's guilty. Rather, it's a close look at the event itself, its stakes, and the far-reaching implications of what it means for science, geopolitics, and how humanity handles things it cannot explain. Before we start, smash the like and subscribe buttons for more updates. From the moment astronomers first flagged 3I Atlas as an interstellar visitor, it has been under scrutiny. It is only the third confirmed object to arrive from outside our solar system, after Oumuamua in 2017 and Comet Borisov in 2019. But already Atlas has puzzled experts with behavior that defies conventional cometary models. It is shedding water from icy grains at a distance where sublimation should be negligible. The fact that the Chinese space science establishment now feels compelled to issue a public warning suggests they believe something more than a strange comet needs attention. The core of China's message is shrouded in ambiguity. What form does this warning take? What exactly is being warned against? The insinuation is that Atlas might not be entirely natural, or at least that its trajectory and behavior might conceal hidden properties or dangers. Observers report that Chinese astronomers have drawn attention to anomalies in its orbit, in moments when NASA's own public materials go silent, and in times when crucial observational windows are blocked from public view. The claim is that NASA is deliberately hiding certain data or suppressing information, lest the full nature of Atlas spark panic or geopolitical fallout. The dual narrative that there is something to fear and that major space agencies are deliberately suppressing it is potent. It strikes at the intersection of scientific uncertainty, institutional authority, and public trust. There is something deeply symbolic in a cosmic visitor entering our solar system that no nation controls, yet invites a contest over who controls the narrative. Viewed from the Chinese perspective, issuing a warning has multiple layers. On one hand, it asserts China's growing capacity in space science, the ability to monitor, analyze, warn. It positions China not as a passive follower in the race to understand the heavens, but as a stakeholder with its own voice. On another level, it challenges NASA's monopoly over interstellar surprises. By publicly questioning NASA's transparency, China forces the international scientific community to examine assumptions about who gets to know first and how much they can hide. NASA's response has been cautious but firm. Some of the official statements reiterate that Atlas behaves like a comet, albeit an exotic one, and deny arguments that it must be an engineered object or sentient probe. NASA scientists emphasize that much of the object's activity, water outgassing far from the sun for example, while unusual, can be accommodated by revised models of grain ejection and sublimation. But the silence on certain data sets, such as raw tracking logs, or details about attempts to image its nucleus when hidden behind the sun, gives fuel to skeptics. The tension arises where openness meets classified or proprietary observation protocols. If NASA truly is withholding data, the reasoning might be less conspiratorial and more strategic. The international stakes are enormous. If Atlas turned out to be more than just a comet, say an alien probe or a vehicle of unknown engineering, the implications for defense, diplomacy, and the governance of space exploration would be staggering. Governments might demand priority access to raw telescopic and radar data. The protocols for sharing knowledge might have to be rewritten. In that context, NASA may regard certain data as needing classification or controlled release to avoid mass panic or misuse. At the heart of this conflict lies the meaning of ownership of cosmic phenomena. In past decades, discoveries, asteroids, comets, exoplanets, come through a mix of academic openness, peer review, and data sharing. But an interstellar object, one coming from outside our solar system, breaks all precedent. No national rights exist over it. If one nation controls key data and frames the narrative, it can dominate the discourse. China's warning is a way of contesting that dominance. Beyond the institutional power play, there are scientific risks and possibilities. If Atlas is indeed leaking water at an extreme rate, like a fire hose as one report put it, that suggests highly volatile ice or micro-scale grain ejection mechanics we don't yet understand. It means that standard comet physics, which predicts sublimation only when an object comes close enough to the sun, needs revision. It raises questions about how water and organic molecules travel between star systems and about the diversity of matter in the galaxy. Even more provocative is the notion floated by dissenting voices that Atlas's behavior is not random but purposeful. Some thinkers suggest it may be avoiding Earth's direct line of sight, hiding behind solar glare at critical times, or performing maneuvers that appear engineered. According to those views, its perihelion, closest approach to the sun, is arranged so that from Earth, direct observation is blocked by solar interference, an intentional blind spot. Such suggestions are deeply speculative, but in the climate created by the Chinese warning, they are harder to dismiss outright. If an object enters our stellar neighborhood carrying latent energy or intelligent design, the ramifications are vast. It would force a reimagining of how humanity defends itself, how space jurisdiction is managed, and how to respond to existential risk from the cosmos. Even if Atlas is purely natural, the mere suspicion matters, because it sets a precedent for what voices nations think they have in cosmic emergencies. On the flip side, the risk of a false alarm is real. Jumping to conclusions about alien probes or hidden intelligence can lead to misallocation of scientific resources, promote sensationalism, and degrade public trust in real discoveries. If China's warning is based on overinterpretation, it could backfire. Their credibility could suffer, and future warnings, even valid ones, might be ignored. But even a misstep would have an effect. When governments argue over what must be hidden and what must be shared, they draw lines around secrecy and accountability in science. This moment scratches at the boundary between open science and strategic withholding, pushing the world to ask, in cosmic matters, who gets to decide secrecy? One consequence is pressure on international norms. The Outer Space Treaty and various agreements govern collisions, usage of celestial bodies, and so forth, but none explicitly cover hidden alien probes entering the solar system or issues of classification of celestial data. In the face of this event, nations will feel compelled to write new treaties or protocols on how to disclose, and how fast, to share data about visitors from space. The Chinese warning turns the astronomical community and foreign ministries into uneasy participants in what was, until now, a purely academic exercise. There is also the question of public perception. If the Chinese warning hits global media, it may create public alarm or fascination. People might demand governments issue alerts, prepare defenses, or announce first contact protocols. NASA's silence or secrecy becomes not just a scientific or bureaucratic matter, but a political one. Leaders may be pressured to explain what they know and what they hide. In that sense, the warning is a power move over narrative control. Who frames the story? Harmless comet, cosmic mystery, alien emissary, becomes almost as important as the science. The framing dictates resource allocation, international collaboration, and public sentiment. One vital tension is timing. By the time detectors, telescopes, or probes approach Atlas, it may already be moving out, or hidden behind the sun or beyond reach. The moment to observe unique details may be short. If NASA withheld key observations until after China's warning, critics may argue that China is asking too late. But if China announced in advance, others will argue they are instigating drama. Another dimension, China may have internal data or observational networks unknown to Western media. If Chinese telescopes, satellites, or ground sensors have been tracking Atlas and collecting data that NASA isn't publicly releasing, then the warning signals that China believes it has an informational advantage. It may be presenting a fait accompli to the world. We know something. You should pay attention. That shift has the potential to unsettle historically dominant players in astronomy. At the same time, NASA might genuinely have internal constraints. Some observations may fall under national security review, or they may collide with classified defense satellite priorities. Some high-resolution radar or spectroscopy sessions may require military instrumentation. In that case, the agency might be legally bound from public release. But to the public and to competing agencies, this looks like hiding. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Also, leave your comments below and tell us, what do you expect China's warning about 3I Atlas really means? We want to hear from you. Thank you for watching and see you next time.